Yo ho, yo ho, yo ho, yo ho. It is officially Friday Eve, meaning tomorrow is Friday. Using my superpowers of deductive reasoning, I believe that makes it Thursday. Have you made your weekend plans yet? Well, it's not too late. The World Series is over, Super Bowl is done, and you no longer have the State of the Union to concern yourselves with. The blizzard of 2026 has come and gone. St. Patrick's Day, the time when everyone loves Guinness and you can wear green underwear if you choose, is right around the corner. Spring is less than a month away. The primary elections will be over by that time, and most local races will actually be decided by midnight Tuesday. So, how about something relaxing? We got a lot to look forward to. Dinner and a movie? Y'all thought about it? Or like Robbie and a couple of friends of ours we used to enjoy, a matinee movie about once a month. Theater with the four of us and perhaps maybe two or other folks inside scattered about the theater. That was it.
Yeah.
Followed by dinner. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown, and I'm here to provide comic relief for some and serve as a source of irreverent irritation to others.
Matinees are the
great.
best. They're the best on Chris Marks.
Yeah, you can even talk there in those.
Yeah.
And good morning, I'm Lee Barrows.
And some of us are not right. That would be me. How y'all?
I'm good.
Y'all spent the evening in a crowd last night.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah. The Meet the Candidates at the Jacksonville Country Club, where there was oodles and oodles of treats, sweet treats, donuts and cupcakes, and, name cake.
I'm not real big on sweets. I mean, I like one occasionally, but the whole table was full of sugar, and I was
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It was just, well, lots of people enjoy that. Me, not so much. I'd rather have fried chicken.
Yeah. It was a good time.
It was, mainly just candidates and their families there. A few of the public, but that's normal. That's normal for meeting kids.
Kathy and Stephanie were there.
We saw a lot of people
You're
that
Mormon,
spoke.
Married to two women at the same time.
Get the best of both worlds.
I've known some with a split personality.
It was good. I think it wasn't much of a public crowd as I thought there would have been, but
Usually is not.
I think with the early voting, a lot of people had already.
They say, whatever, nothing I can do about it now.
Yeah, I need to
up already.
Pull down all the figures for that. I was going to do it last night, but it was late when I got in, so I couldn't. But
I thought they did a good job of keeping them to their 3-minute limit. A couple got to go over
You
a
only
little
had
bit.
3 minutes.
3 minutes to do your thing.
Was it worth the time?
Yeah. I'll tell you who got one of the biggest round of applauses was our sheriff.
Everybody
And they had
loves
to
our
force him to
sheriff.
get up there and talk.
Everybody loves our sheriff.
Yeah.
He's been a great sheriff.
And
He's
speaking
doing
of
a good.
which,
Speaking of which, he will be in here at 7:30.
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah. It's,
Make sure the letter gets to him this morning. If you would.
Well, I moved it over there to make sure that I didn't spill coffee on it.
well, that would be good too.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Anyway, it is a Thursday. We got some water coming.
Yes, we do.
From yonder sky.
Hopefully, we're looking at about 1.25 inches for this area. Hopefully,
That's a flood.
that will be good though. We need
If it was snow, let's see, what does that rate? About 15, 20 times?
yeah.
Let's not talk about snow. Oh, let's talk about snow and ice a minute. Up in New York with those police officers that were being pelted by snowballs.
With ice in the middle of them?
Showed a picture of one young man holding a chunk of ice that was huge. It was about the size of a volleyball.
And a lot of those police officers had to go to the hospital.
Yes.
For
And the
And
mayor's
they
like,
said,
they're
"Oh,
just
it's just
kids
a-
being
treatment.
kids.
But these kids had full beards.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'd still go after him and charge him.
I don't care if they'd been kids, they would have been charged.
From what I saw,
fumbled.
those weren't snowballs.
No, they were ice.
They were,
ice-
it was
ice-
very dangerous.
Well, it was.
And we're talking about a group of individuals that threw snowballs and ice balls at some police officers in New York.
They were just walking.
Yeah.
Versus what happened here with our snowstorm, and also county sheriff deputies were playing with kids,
Mhm.
and they were just having
I'm gonna
fun,
tell you what.
playing with snowballs, and kids weren't really
Their
hitting them.
communication director is the best. The videos
Yeah.
and pictures that were being posted were
Yeah,
just so good.
But there's a big difference between what was happening in New York.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Knucklehead.
Well, let's go to the left coast.
Oh gosh.
Let's go surfing now, everybody.
Can't wait for the rest of this story following the raid on the home and the office of the superintendent of the Los Angeles Unified School District. Armed with a number of search warrants and perhaps some other legal papers, FBI agents conducted a thorough search of both locations, his office and 2 homes. The word is a similar raid took place in Florida at property that Superintendent Albert Carvalho owns. Carvalho came to the United States as an undocumented immigrant and has long been an outspoken critic against arrests and deportations of illegals. Undocumented immigrant. Undocumented immigrant. Isn't that the same thing as being here illegally? I'm just asking.
I definitely
Yes.
yes.
The FBI is remaining tight-lipped on this case, likely waiting until they have searched all properties under the superintendent's control. I don't know what they're looking for. What they've seized is going to be more than just a little interesting. That you can bet on. When they've got warrants for 3 locations in 2 different parts of the country, this is going to be interesting. One of them is workplace. They removed everybody from the school superintendents, that whole county office area that they were going to search. They removed everybody yesterday, bright and early in the morning, and said, hey, y'all got to step outside. We got to be searching. And they did. What they have seized, don't know yet. We'll find out. Carvalho has served as the head of the nation's 2nd largest school system since 2022. Before moving to LA, he ran the Miami-Dade County school system for 14 years.
Wait, was that a Leering Center? Just curious.
I don't know what Spanish is for learning, but
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
That's something is amiss here. I just don't know what it is. Something wrong, as they say.
Well, you spoke of that one. There's something else interesting happening today, and that is the Clintons will be testifying behind closed doors, of course.
Lying in secret.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah.
Wow.
What Hillary has to say about that
Does it
island, I have no
matter?
idea.
Does any of it
None
matter?
of it really matters. Rayford's right. The guy's dead. What?
None of it
Why
matters.
are we wasting time on
Are you going to
that?
believe anything that comes out of
And
her
what are
mouth?
they going to do
No.
with Clinton or Trump if Trump was smack dab in the middle of it, or anybody else today? What are they going to do with them?
Take them off the in England, they take them off all the
no longer prince.
no longer a prince,
Your
and take
princeship
them out of
is
the
gone.
line. The line
Well, can
of,
we take away the retired pay for the Clintons? If we don't have any repercussions, no punishment, and we're still going to have to pay whatever the retirement pay is for an ex-president, well, what is the reason? What information are you going to gather? You've got all that. You convicted the dude. He was convicted. His pimp was also convicted.
Mhm.
What are you going to do?
Well, more and more of the families of the alleged victims are coming out, and they want the truth out. I don't know what all the truth can be other than the guy was a piece of slime. And
My question is, where were you people back then when all this was happening? Why did not anyone speak out and do something then? And now, all these years later, everybody wants to know who the smut participants were. And people are resigning their jobs left and right because they were tied to Epstein. And, I'm with you, Chris. I mean, and Rayford, I mean, let's put an end to this and move on. Let's take care of the victims, do what we can for them, and move past it. I'm so sick of it all.
Anybody who was associated with him is going to be guilty by reason of association, just like birds of a feather. But were they all guilty? Somebody was yesterday saying, hey, the guy was a great source of revenue for whatever his wonderful organization was. I mean, it could have been Crime Stopper. You could have approached Epstein at some point in time and said, hey, I don't know anything about you, but yeah, I understand you got a lot of money. Can I get some money from you for Crime Stoppers? How ironic that would have been.
And
but
then
anyway,
your name would have been on his list.
And your name would have been there.
Then you would have to resign from the Rayford show.
No, you wouldn't. We would use every bit of your. See, we do not. We're good with whatever. We just use you to get all the inside dope.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people being charged right now with things that happened back then, and it's going to be interesting.
First of all, the investigation of what way back then. Not to say it should not be dealt with. All crimes need to be dealt with. It doesn't matter. Trying to prove them. Even the investigations are costly. You try to, and if you get it, then you're going to have to get it past the district attorney or federal prosecutor or whatever.
Right.
You're going to have to get it. Where are your
Let's
witnesses?
move on.
They're quiet. They don't want to talk. How are we going to present this? Well, they told me. Well, that doesn't count. What's your physical evidence? Do you have somebody who will get up here and testify? No. Physical evidence? Oh, that's long gone.
Yeah.
Well, can we get the defendant up here? Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Bill said he didn't have sex with that woman.
So we know he's a liar.
Yeah.
So what? So what else? Yes, y'all. I swear on this stack of. Can I get another Bible over here? This one's hot. It's burning my hand. Once you lie to the American people, at that time about 250 million of us on TV with a straight face, and 53% believed you. Of the American population at that point in time. Others said, well, I would have done the same thing.
Well,
really?
It'd be real short and sweet. Is this you in this picture taking at Epstein's?
No, that's AI.
That's us. Yeah. Is this you in this
the
picture?
Hot
Is this
tub with
you?
this 14-year-old?
These are all AI. Your Honor, you know how AI is. That is right now the biggest excuse that anybody is using for anything they've ever been accused of. It's AI.
Well, I wasn't really at the meet and greet last night.
No, that was AI.
That was
AI.
There's a lot of AI
and your
there.
AI was there with Stephanie. So whatever. Because she said it. I mean, hey, you won't believe Chris was not there with Kathy, his wife. He was there with Stephanie. She was telling people her name was Stephanie. She told officials in this county, of government leader.
Was I with you last night?
I'm not saying anything. I'm staying out of all this. I know nothing.
You're not blonde.
No. I know nothing.
But the whole thing's just.
I was there last night. Yes.
Bye-bye.
I was representing someone. Yes. I was there on my official duties.
Bye-bye to the whole Epstein thing.
You were there for a missing candidate.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Correct. But I got somebody else to talk. Somebody else from the team, but it's all good. Talked to a lot of people, got to see people I haven't seen in a long time. And it was nice. It was nice. Yeah.
Good. Let's see. More than a dozen employees were hospitalized following a suspected carbon monoxide leak at a Pitt County solar plant yesterday on Wednesday.
Yes.
Pitt County Emergency Management says that 18 people total were hospitalized for treatment following the evacuation from Bouvier Solar Plant in Greenville. Emergency personnel say a state medical assistance team bus was deployed with a medical team along with a regional hazmat team. There were some 200 employees evacuated from the plant that facility opened up less than a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
The investigation is ongoing to determine exactly what causes problem. Carbon monoxide or this or that. Brand new plant, brand new facility, and all that sort of good stuff. And
Yeah.
not a good sign.
Not a good sign at all.
And a Craven County man ordered held without benefit of bond after being charged with murdering his wife Tuesday. 60-year-old Nizam Hajay made a brief court appearance in district court. He is charged with first-degree murder. Some reporter asked a prosecutor, why did you charge him with first-degree murder? Okay. That's what the magistrate charged him with. That's what the prosecutor said. Deputies were called to a home in Fairfield Harbor about 10:30 p.m. Tuesday. They found the body of 62-year-old Monica Kazan Sheikh. She had been stabbed numerous times. And you ask, why is he charged with first-degree murder? The case is still under investigation, of course. I got a lot of questions. A man convicted of killing a 70-year-old grocery store owner was put to death Tuesday in Florida, becoming the second person executed by the state this year after a record 19 executions in 2025. They're going to try to set a record, maybe. 65-year-old Melvin Trotter. He's now 65, pronounced dead at 6:15 p.m. The time of death was and he was scheduled to make his appearance at 6 o'clock. They did raise the curtain. He sat there and then, you got anything you want to say? Nope. They then hooked him up with 3 drugs, one at a time. Why don't they just give him an overdose of fentanyl? It's quick. They don't feel pain because it just
Trial I'm watching right now. That's what happened to the man who is no longer living. Was his wife?
Yeah. He's charged with stabbing Virgie Langford, store owner, back in 1986. Wow. That's 14 years plus 24 years. That's 40 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, right? 40 years ago. Yes. He finally executed him.
Oh, my goodness.
He stabbed her. He strangled her at her store in Palmetto, Florida, near the southern edge of Tampa. A truck driver found Langford bleeding, but she was alive at the time, believe it or not, on the back floor of the store.
Wow.
She provided key details about her attacker before dying at a hospital.
Wow.
That's why he's charged with first-degree murder. That's why he's dead.
You remember by the way, our phone number is 910-333-0139. I will not say call for our sheriff unless he volunteers to. But one of the stories we talked about earlier was that woman, North Carolina, that went disappearing.
Yeah.
And they found her.
24 years later.
Yeah. So when I reread the story, it hit me that when it first came out, she abandoned her children and
her husband.
But then as I read more, they were adult children, except that one was 14, one was 18, one was 19.
No, they were 19 down to 8.
19 down to 8?
Yeah.
Okay. I must have misread it. My apologies.
That's the story that I had.
Yeah, but she had left because of domestic issues.
Right.
And
now, nobody said that he was involved in anything like that.
Right.
And in fact, domestic could mean I'm just tired of putting up with all these kids and this husband or whatever. Those are some things that are labeled domestic.
Say for her,
she never mentioned domestic violence.
I would say for her to leave and walk away, especially from her kids, and stay away for all these years.
And to set up a new life.
Set up a new life. There's more to her story than just that. There's probably some mental issues there. I don't know.
There could be a desire. So maybe something that she left for a better.
It's hard to say.
You don't know because she's not talking.
Yeah, I hope that she's able to eventually make peace with her kids.
Yeah, her little kid's the one that's been making all the statements.
Right.
And she was 11, I think, at the time.
Her one daughter, yes.
Yeah, the one daughter was.
Yes.
One was 19.
Yeah.
Right.
18.
I think it was 19. Yeah.
It's got to be hard on everybody there in that situation. Very hard.
Yeah, I just realized something. Today's a Chris Day.
Yes, it is.
Because at 8 o'clock,
I know it. Surrounded by Chris, and Chris.
well, one will be calling you.
The other is bang, 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 freeze.
But
Glad my name's not Chris.
of course, Chris will fill us in on it. But Tim Foster last night was letting us know that Northside's made it to the second round of the basketball championships, and I think he said Currituck. I think they're going to Currituck tonight.
I think
to play in the second round.
Reading
3 hours.
Do they have passports?
Let's see what he had.
Yeah, I know Tim feels was feeling pretty good last night about Northside's chances. So,
And he will be calling in around 8 o'clock.
Well, the seemingly never-ending winds are still messing up the ocean, making offshore fishing trips a bit dangerous.
fishing.
Today, out to 20 nautical miles, southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, increasing to 20 to 25 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, building to 5 to 7 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough later this afternoon. A chance of showers this morning, then showers likely this afternoon, y'all. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds around 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet every 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, rain likely. The fish don't care, and the seas are going to be quiet. And fishing sometimes can be really good when there's not a lot of people out there. Okay. Northerly winds on Saturday, 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 footers every 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today's showers, cloudy with a high near 67. Southwest wind 5 to 14 miles per hour with gusts as high as 30. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms, a low around 47. Friday, morning rain, cloudy with a high near 59. Friday night, a chance of rain, low of 44. And Saturday, a slight chance of rain in the morning, partly sunny with a high near 64.
Got up last night to take my little doggy out. It was colder in the day. I walked outside last night. It had warmed up about 8 or 9 degrees.
I know
said,
when I had
where
left
did
the
this come
house
from?
yesterday, it was around 47, 49.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night I got up and looked at, and it was 57 out. And I was like, okay, bring it in the rain.
Randy, our ham friends out there this morning, a ham about town. Randy out in Southwest is 57 degrees, 70% humidity. Nobody has anything in the rain gauge yet. He said winds are out of the west at about 5, cloudy. Lee over in the swamps, back swamp Lee, 54 degrees, 90% humidity, 29.76 inches of mercury. And Dale, Carol this morning together over in River Bend, 58 degrees, 77% humidity. The winds out of the south-southwest at 4. Joe down in the borough. He's walking the streets of Swansboro this morning, 55 degrees, 83% humidity, overcast. Winds out of the south at about 8, 29.96 inches of mercury. Now, Joe, who likes to get up and walk every morning, in 2 weeks, he's going to be out there 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3, whatever. He's coming up shortly. He's going to be out there on the beach at Emerald Isle walking.
Yeah.
Cedar Point. Ward out there this morning says it's 51 degrees, 94% humidity, southwesterly winds at 5 to 10, 30.01 inches of mercury, and it's falling. And Ken over here in Onslow Bay, that's just off Rocky Run Road, 56 degrees, 72% humidity. Lee, our Lee here, Lady Blue Lee, over in the Woodlands, 57 degrees, 78% humidity. Calm, she had no wind, 29.92 inches of mercury, and was steady. Here in Country Club at the studio, 56 degrees, 84% humidity. South-southeasterly winds, it was at the time at about 5 miles per hour. Right now, they're calm, and they're still right now from the south-southwest, or when they pick up a little bit, 29.82 inches of mercury. Thanks to all of my friends out there in the ham world for getting up early. Well, they love to get up early. They don't want to miss breakfast. If you're a ham, you don't want to miss breakfast.
No.
And you know what their favorite meal is?
Sausage biscuit.
Ham.
I was going to say ham,
They're
but it's
cannibals.
too
They're
obvious.
just cannibals. That's all they are.
I was going to say fruit, Cheerios.
They're nothing.
Okay.
I will be nice.
Thank you.
You know why I'm going to be nice?
Because the sheriff's here.
Yeah, he brought.
I was thinking Fruit Loops myself.
Fruit Loops.
Were you talking about the West Coast? Sheriff of Onslow County, Chris Thomas is in the house here. You know my middle name is Thomas, right?
I did not.
Yeah,
I
it
knew
is.
that.
Okay. Yeah. I had no idea.
We're probably related.
If you go far enough back.
No doubt about it. How you doing?
I'm good. Things are good. I'm blessed. I don't have a complaint this morning.
Before we forget about it, I have a letter from the president of the Onslow Amateur Radio Club. In fact, speaking of hams,
Okay.
for you,
Yes,
Lee,
I have it right here.
Lady
Okay.
Lee.
Yes.
But we do appreciate the opportunity to once again use the training facility out there for our major event in January.
Absolutely.
We almost had snow. A week later, we did have snow.
We definitely did.
There was some talk amongst us because they had predicted snow for that weekend too. And
Yeah.
we said, what are we going to do? We said, well, this is a winter event. We're here to test our resources to see whether we can do it during a winter event.
Yeah. If it had
So
been
we'll
much worse the following weekend, we probably would have had you at DOC.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have been operating all sorts of things there. But anyway, we do appreciate your what you do out there for us.
So,
It's a beautiful place.
And we left it clean.
Yeah, you did.
Kitty said we left it cleaner than it was when we got there.
You did. Y'all do a great job cleaning it up. And I'm
We
glad,
tried.
glad to have y'all come out.
We tried.
Yes, we
Okay,
cleaned up.
before I stick my foot in my mouth, are you open to phone calls from listeners?
Yeah.
If y'all
Okay.
want to call with a question,
Question
please don't make
Pertinent.
it rambling or anything.
Yeah.
Leave that to us.
910-333-0139.
There you go.
I'll hold my question until you go yours.
I don't have any.
You don't have any?
I don't have any. Yeah. No. Cold cases first. Status. I know we have one here that you guys have been working on diligently for about 10 years or so.
We've got about 4 here that we've been working on pretty hard lately. We had a meeting with a regional group of agencies that have cold case detectives, and we all met together. Our cold case detective met with them, and
Sounds like a good
kind of
idea.
putting their heads together and trying to help each other out. Some of these cases some of them are really old, have been around a long time, but some have been in the last 10 years or so. That
Yeah.
have good information on them, but you just got to get that last piece to get it all to come together.
One thing that a lot of people don't quite understand, y'all have this thing called jurisdictional lines. You got the Onslow County line, the city of Jacksonville's got the city of Jacksonville line. Other sheriffs, the same thing. But there's not a criminal on earth that stops at somebody's jurisdictional line, is there?
There's not. You'll see a news release come out this morning. We had an incident yesterday where an individual was stabbed. The suspect fled, and he was actually apprehended just a little bit ago on 95 in Virginia, headed north. So
Wow.
it will have a
They
release coming
had
out.
had what they call a bolo on his car, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we were looking for him, and one of the sheriff's officers north, just south of Richmond, actually came across him and stopped him. So,
Gotcha.
Good
I
job.
love that.
And then now you got to do the extradition.
yeah, if he does not waive extradition, he'll have to go through the courts there. But if he waives, we can go pick him up.
The victim condition.
He's going to recover.
Okay.
He was
that
treated.
That part's good.
Yeah, he was
Very
treated
good.
at Naval, and he's still in the hospital, but he'll recover.
So if I piggyback off of Rayford's opening comments about cold cases, DNA, how much?
Yeah. That's making a big splash today.
Yeah, it is a big splash. I'm going to give a thank you to Congressman Murphy. Actually, this morning he helped us get over $200,000 through an appropriations bill that was going through Washington for us to purchase a rapid DNA system. It's a system where we can take samples and test against known samples that we have.
Known samples that you have.
Yeah.
Are you
It can,
connected to this national?
yeah, it can go into CODIS.
Oh, okay.
For us, the big feature for us is if I have a crime and there's DNA left or there's evidence left that we can get DNA samples from, and I have known suspects, I can compare it here once the
Right.
system is running. I can take those suspects and my sample, and we can compare in-house. It
That's gonna
takes
be
about
fun.
an hour
Wow.
to test. And then we had to send it, finally we'll have to send it to the lab for an actual lab technician or
For the
a
courtroom
scientist
stuff.
to confirm it. However, the amount of time that will save us is Can be
When DNA started first doing that kind of stuff, it was a whiz-ba-bang thing, kind of like fingerprints used to be, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
that was before my time. But DNA, I'm like What do you mean you're waiting for DNA results? Is 6 weeks, 8 weeks, a
Um,
month?
It can take
2
a long
months?
time, 6 months, 8 months. It just
So-
depends on how busy the labs are.
Yeah, the bad guy could die between that now and then, right?
So will this help speed up?
Drastically.
Yeah.
Drastically. You can figure if you got a homicide and you get some kind of DNA sample from it. I'm going to use a homicide of females as an example. Most of the time, it's someone in a relationship with that individual.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have a DNA sample from a scene where the homicide's at, we can immediately include the known individuals that are associated with this person, or we can rule them out from the samples that we collect. So it can take away a lot of effort that you would running down a rabbit hole that's going to end up in a dead end.
So you actually have people right here within your department that can run this DNA?
Yeah, it's a system. You put the known sample in, you put the unknown sample in, and it's computerized. The system does it. It's a digital.
Wow.
That is so cool. Which brings to mind, I think it's been about a year ago that county commissioners approved the purchase of a building on Newbern Highway to move a lot of your stuff into. Is that still in the works?
And they purchased it, and it is part of the sheriff's office.
Very good.
Structures now. We will be moving a lot of our equipment and stuff up there. The sheriff's office now, they moved into it, I think, back in 2012, and we were out of room. Been out of room for quite a while.
Yes.
And some of our detective stuff, our lab stuff, takes up a lot of space. We're going to be moving that out there along with some other office
Give you
stuff.
much,
Yes, ma'am.
bigger
They give us
operation.
a lot more space.
Excellent,
It's a nice
excellent.
facility. It was the people who owned it was a construction company. They took great care of it. I mean, it's in amazing shape. So.
That's wonderful. Wonderful.
You know, DNA, fingerprints, and all that. Fingerprints, to get it through court, there can be similar looking fingerprints, but there have to be a certain number that are guaranteed a match.
You have to have a certain number of match points.
10 or 12. I forgot where it
It's
is.
12 to 15.
Okay. Right.
We have detectives in our crime scene unit that can compare fingerprints. We do that in house.
Right.
We do ballistics in house. We do a lot of stuff in house, and we do that so we're not in this long line at the state lab waiting to further our investigation. We want to be able to do as much stuff as we can because that speeds up our investigation.
The state lab deals with, I don't know how many police departments there are in the North Carolina, but they deal with 100 sheriff's offices, right?
100 sheriffs in every PD. So.
You know,
Can you deal with rape kits?
We send those to the state lab. When the rape kit is collected, whether the victim wants to press charges or pursue it or not, sometimes victims are very hesitant to do stuff, and we try to encourage them and provide them victim assistance to encourage them to move forward and pursue that. But we send them to the state lab. They're tested. The information is entered into the system there, and internet. If it's DNA, which it normally is entered into CODIS. The lab kits or the test kit is returned back to the sheriff's office, and we keep that.
That was going to be my next question.
Forever
but
until
even if
it's
the
adjudicated.
victim of the one that you just collected sample, if she doesn't want to go forward with anything, you do have something that could connect somebody else to another one, right?
We test it so we can see if there are any other victims out there, and then we keep the kit after it's returned to us.
Just in case.
We keep it until either the suspects are deceased, the victim's deceased, or it's been adjudicated and it's completely over.
Now, a lot's been made of, and this happens at crime scenes dating back to before I was ever born, I'm sure. We want to get fingerprints of everybody who's a known to this family. When people that come and go in this house, the gardener, the electricians that have been working it, we want to get sample fingerprints from all of y'all. It's not necessarily to. What do you think? We're guilty of something? No, you're trying to exclude them, right?
We're trying to save time and exclude them so we don't waste the energy and resources
So-
pursuing somebody who's not done anything.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things. They're not suspects, and that has been made such a big deal in this case in Tucson right now. So yes, they fingerprinted everybody. They've taken DNA from everybody they can get.
Yep.
So what's left is what's important.
Yep. Exactly.
Now you got to find that person.
Yep.
And of course, sometimes you may find a little bit more than you thought you might find.
Well,
A lot of times we do the same thing. Our agencies will do the same thing with DNA. We ask for consensual DNA from people who are associates, been there, it's like you're describing.
Sure.
And we test that as well.
Yep.
So,
Which is good.
and for the people that really don't know what Sheriff Thomas does, it's more than just running the sheriff's office. You're hands-on. I know that for a fact. There was a recent where I think the FBI helicopter was brought in to help locate an individual. You were actually out there.
it's a highway patrol helicopter.
Patroller, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But you were out there on the scene. And I think that individual was finally apprehended, which I think the citizens owe a big thanks because you're a hands-on sheriff.
I try to be. I kind of laugh sometimes. One minute I'm worrying about the HVAC in the jail. The next minute I'm talking about staff. Next minute we're trying to figure out how to get enough cars to provide patrol cars to our staff, and talking about budget. And this could be anything from groundskeeping to, trying to help my deputies apprehend somebody.
Which was interesting that you mentioned last night. One of the last words you said last night was, "I'm always available. You come to my office, I'm always available. I'll make time for you."
Oh, he does that too, and I try not to burden you with that. I usually deal with your secretary. She handles everything very efficiently.
She's a very nice lady.
Here's some paperwork. You're gonna be sure. Oh, he'll get it.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
This
Thank
fellow
you.
does a good job.
She does a great job. So, and she's
Well,
always friendly.
I have a personal question.
Oh,
A little birdie told me yesterday that you may be getting a special plaque put into your yard.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about on my property.
On your property, yes.
Yeah. Rick New, who's into history here. Rick's a retired firefighter
Right.
from here in Jacksonville. He stopped by my office, and there's an individual that does historical stuff out of Kinston. And apparently back during the Revolutionary War, some British soldiers decided to make a loop up through Kinston and Trenton and Richlands and back down through Jacksonville, back to Wilmington, and to do raids or do whatever. Well, of course, that they got into a number of fights with the colonials as they were doing that. And when they were going back to Wilmington, they stopped. Apparently, on where my property is now. Me growing up over there, it was always called a Royal Oak. I had no idea why. I just knew it was a Royal Oak. But it turns out that when they were coming back, the British left a spotter, I guess, in a tree to see who was on them. Well, the colonials, they caught him and apparently hung him in the Royal Oak,
Oh my gosh.
which was on
I
my
didn't know
property.
that.
So you're getting a plaque, and they were looking for a body, right?
I was not told that part.
Yeah.
Have they found the body yet?
And, but there's a whole story behind the tree. And when the road was widened, they finally took the stump out, and it's a great detailed
Well,
story.
I'm not going to give you the name.
That stump should have been put in the
I'm
museum.
not going to give you the name of the person that told me to
I
ask you
guess.
this, but he
He
is
already knows
chairman
that.
of the county commissioners. Thank you. Thank you so much.
But yeah, the gentleman called me and asked if they could put one of those real historical marker deals. And sure, I love
Did George
talking about
Washington
history.
sleep there too?
He
He slept everywhere else.
There's
What's
no
the
story.
marker
He
everywhere?
slept over in the other side, across the county line, over in the Comfort area.
I know he was at Hempstead because there's a marker there at the
The George
tree.
tree.
Yep.
It was not the chairman. It was another commissioner, I'll just say. But no, it was not the chairman. Sorry, Tim.
But yeah, I always wondered why it was called a Royal Oak.
now you
Oh
know.
my
No idea
gosh.
why. But now I know.
I thought maybe Dorothy had something to do with it down there at the Search City Guns. The Royals.
Could have.
So now you have a historical tree in your
Yeah.
yard.
No,
Well, the
that's
tree's
gone.
gone. The tree's
Tree's
gone
gone.
there. Yeah.
Well, that's a plus.
and the stories are being, and they can be whatever you want them to be, right?
I think I'm almost sorry I brought
And
this
then
up.
somewhere around
It's on a piece of property that's right up next to where,
Right.
it's not in my yard.
Very
It's,
swing by there, no pun intended. Swing by there on Halloween, and you'll see this British soldiers.
Don't make this any
well,
worse.
I think their plan is to do historical tours out of Kinston to stop bus trips and to ride and stop at each marker and tell
You're
the
going to have
story.
a lemonade stand out there.
No.
Well, you should.
Put
You
a
can
fruit
make money.
stand out there.
I'm gonna
That's
stay out of their
nice.
way.
Speaking of staying out of the way, the jail has more than just Onslow County residents in it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes,
It
talk about
does.
the mental patients.
Well, several years ago, y'all recall the story when state of North Carolina sold Dick's Hospital, the mental hospital in Raleigh. Well, along by that same time frame, the state decided to get out of the mental health business, and they kind of privatized it. They didn't privatize it; they turned it over to private individuals, and it has caused some of those places where people were kept that were harmful to themselves or continually doing crimes or whatever because of mental issues. There's nowhere really to put them now. And so they've all ended up in the 100 sheriff's offices or sheriff's jails across the state. I have right around 20 individuals who are in my facility who are there, who have mental issues. We can't keep them with other inmates. In other words, you can't house them in a cell with two inmates in it because they are disruptive. Some of them are violent. So they can't be in there with somebody. So I had to house them in a cell that has 2 beds. So that burns 2 beds for me. That creates a space problem for me. And it also creates a huge revolving door for us. I mean, the individual, might be something as petty as shoplifting, washing their feet in the freedom fountain, trespassing. It could be anything like that. And they'll end up in jail for a little while, and the courts kind of try to do the best they can with them. They might send them for an evaluation, but they get out, and then shortly they're back. And there needs to be some long-term treatment for these individuals.
Yes. And on top of all of that, I don't know what it costs to house a prisoner, an inmate in your jail, on a normal inmate in your jail.
It's, somewhere around $30 to $35 a day.
How about for these individuals?
Well, for us, the cost runs pretty much the same,
Does it?
unless they have medical issues. But we're
And who among them do not?
well, it depends on the degree you're talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody has some issue now and then, but we do have individuals in our facility that are there with terminal cancer, and we're responsible for making sure they're taken care of, which dumps the bill on the county.
Well, Sheriff, let me ask you, you talk about the health care cost, et cetera. With the federal cuts to the Medicaid program, how is that affecting the money coming into Onslow County to help take care of these patients?
Well, it doesn't take care of those in jail. If you're on Medicaid, you come to the jail, it will stop, and the burden goes on to the county.
Right.
If they're hospitalized for a period of time, it will start back. In other words, we have to carry them and keep them in the hospital. But there's a gap there, and we have to go. I can't deny health care to individuals.
Exactly. Yes.
So the bill falls on the sheriff's office, which is taxpayer dollars.
Right.
We try to identify if anyone has insurance. There's a program where folks with out means can sign up for insurance and get some form of insurance. But most of the time, an inmate to come in, they don't want to tell us. They don't know, and so we end up struggling trying to identify if they have insurance. And if they don't have, and we can't identify it, then we still have to provide the care.
Well, you got somebody in the jail and he has to be hospitalized for whatever reason, for injuries or for whatever happens, right? Do you have to provide security at the hospital for the said patients?
Oh, yes.
You got to have somebody at their door.
Oh, yes. The only ones I don't have to do that with if I'm housing for another agency, be it another county.
They can come over and take care of their own, right?
They take care of their own, with the exception of some that are serving state sentences. We take care of them. but those bills are covered by the state.
Yeah,
They pay the county back for that.
But so you have to send somebody over there.
It's not just over there. I mean,
Or
I've
to
had
wherever.
inmates as far as in hospital in Nash County.
Mhm.
There I have them in Wilmington fairly regularly. I have them at, at OMH quite often. And we have to provide 24-hour security for them. So I have to have staff set with these inmates.
So you'll have 2 shifts a day to
Yeah.
go over there,
Mhm.
and that's 2 cars.
Yep.
One going and one not.
Well, I have armed detention as well. These are detention officers. They're not deputies, but they're sworn detention, and some are authorized to carry a firearm.
Sure.
And they do a lot of our transports, and they sit on inmates at the facility along with my deputies.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's still it's a
So
huge draw of
So
manpower.
when we look at this budget, the infamous budget that comes up every year, you got 4,000 deputies here. You got 4,000 employees at the sheriff's office. Well, yeah, no.
Well,
They
I
do
mean,
all sorts of things other than get on the highways, and they're a lot more
Yeah.
than just road deputies, right?
a lot of people think that we just answer calls. Some people think we just answer calls, but we have civil process, we have the courts, we have the jail, we have inmate transports, we have mental health transports, we have our patrol operations, we have our detectives, our narcotics, our special victims detectives, our crime scene units, our bailiffs for the courts. There's a lot of things that the sheriff's office covers that like a municipal police department does not. We take care of a lot of different things.
Things that are required for you to do by the Constitution.
Yeah, we'll serve around between 12 and 13,000 civil papers a year, and that's not just get the paper and sign it off. We got to get the paper. We got to go find them. We got to do a lot of steps for it.
And they're never always home, are they?
No. A lot of times you have to make multiple attempts. Then I've got a warrant squad that all they do is serve warrants.
And that means pick them up and arrest them generally.
It means pick them up and arrest them, and sometimes it takes. We have to do surveillance on individuals to try to find them, which takes multiple officers. I find myself, prioritizing things a lot, especially when it comes to warrants. You try to get if we got somebody comes in or something that comes in on somebody that's assaulted someone or is dangerous, they go to the top of the list.
Sure.
So the trespassing warrant, it gets pushed down a little bit, so it's a struggle trying to keep up with them.
I tell you, another part of the division, I want to say it's part of a division is, and I love these people, the SROs. Because I'll be hitting all the schools here in the next 4 days with the Crime Stopper fundraiser tickets, which we go to all the schools. But the SROs are just, they're so well respected by the students and the staff. And at least I know when I go there, they're always very professional, very kind and courteous. You do go by the rules to get to see what you got to see. But
I have 33 SROs. If it's a school in the county or any other in a municipality, with the exception of the city of Jacksonville, they do the city schools. I have an SRO in them, and a lot of them are really good. The kids love them. I mean, I have one SRO, and I'm not going to call his name because I pick on him all the time. He's kind of a grouchy guy. He just has that personality,
Oh,
But at the school, the kids flock to him like it's amazing. They really like him, and they like seeing him in the morning, and they're high fiving him, and he's just kind of a curmudgeon kind of guy, but they think the world of him.
don't look at me.
I look all over the place, but you also have a teddy bear one. I call him a big old teddy bear, but the kids love him.
Which one?
Let's just say he is south on 17 South.
And I've had one leave from there.
Don't say Jonathan. No.
Yeah.
Oh, the big teddy bear.
Yeah, John. He took another opportunity. He wanted to try something new, and I now have a different deputy there, and he's a veteran officer, a good guy, veteran SRO. They'll enjoy him, but they really like Jonathan down there. I was disappointed when he left.
You've had a recent reassignment, and a gentleman that we became familiar with in here a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He can do the worm. Y'all know what the worm is? I did not have a clue what the worm was.
Well, I learned it from professional wrestling.
So-
Yeah.
Mark
that?
Scott, yeah,
Professional
at the end
wrestling.
of his dance.
If I'd known he could do the worm, it might have affected my decision.
He did it on stage.
He did it
Yeah, I
on
know.
stage.
Oh my God.
We were like,
Mark's got
"Go,
that.
Mark, go, Mark."
Now a chief deputy colonel with the rank of colonel, right?
Yeah, Mark's been with the sheriff's office 25 and a half years.
He's too young to do that. What did he do? Start out as a
He's
Boy Scout?
one of those guys that he's really young looking. When I first started working there, I asked him, was he old enough to even have a gun?
I was going to say that I would go for his ID.
Yeah. But he's been there 25 and a half years. He's worked in most of the divisions there, including detention and detectives. Sean George was my chief deputy during my tenure up until August. He retired and to enjoy life. And he was vacant for a while, and I made an announcement a few weeks back that Mark was going to be taking his place. But
Good choice.
man, I got some. I'm blessed. I've made some good decisions with my staff, not from being a super smart guy, but just being surrounded by a lot of smart folks.
Always surround yourself with the smartest people you can.
Yep.
Makes you look better.
Last night you gave kudos to somebody else very close to you, very, very close to you, for the support that Chris receives from someone special.
My wife.
I was going to say,
I was waiting.
I think you were talking about. Yeah.
I was hoping and praying you were talking
Wow.
about that.
I'm sitting here thinking, what the heck did I say? Okay. You're very, very right.
Please be
My
talking
wife,
about
Katie, she's my biggest cheerleader.
she's I'll tell you, for anyone in law enforcement to spend a career in law enforcement or 5 years in law enforcement, to have some support at the house and on the home front, that is a trying position for them.
Well, my wife met me. I was a narcotics officer when she met me, and I had long hair and a long beard. And I laugh. I tell people I met my wife in court, but she was not a defendant. She actually works in the court system. But
You
she
didn't
when she
ever
met
arrest
me,
any of her friends, did you?
no,
Oh, okay.
She knew what she was getting into, I guess, when she started dating me. But yeah, I'm lucky on that front.
I'm trying to
No doubt.
picture him with long hair.
I know. Do you have any pictures to prove this?
I may have. Well, here's an interesting picture. A fellow sheriff, a friend of mine, sent me this. It's actually a photograph of the sheriff of Robinson County, Bernice Wilkins, and it's a photo of the sheriff of Onslow County, me, and that's me and him.
Oh my
I'm the short one
goodness.
with all the hair and the beard.
Look at all that
Really?
hair.
That's me.
I would have never
That was
known.
probably about 1992, maybe 91, 92.
You must have just gotten rid of that first
Yeah.
time I met you, because I met you when you were, I guess, the chief over at Pender.
I was.
Yeah,
I had.
When I met you. Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's me.
Did you? Oh yeah. Cool. Did you ever? Did anybody ever?
That's what she saw when she first saw me.
Well, you go, girl.
Makes she question her judgment, right?
You go, girl.
Did you ever surprise anybody when they found out that you were, after you came out or whatever, from looking like that? Any bad guys that you ever dealt with that did not know you, but they did know you without that stuff on?
Most of the time, surprises came after the undercover operations when
Yeah.
they realized who they were dealing with. So,
Dadgummit boy.
yeah,
I knew he was a cop all along.
I guarantee you they would say
I
that.
guarantee you that.
And I'm standing there thinking, well, if you knew, why did you do what you did?
If you knew, then what are you doing? Pleading not guilty by reason of stupidity or what?
My goodness gracious.
Oh, that was interesting.
But no, I did. I got a very good wife. I love her. So,
What do we got to look forward to? We got anything you need to announce or you want to announce?
Well,
you're running for sheriff.
yeah, we got a grant from FEMA. Actually, it's a ports and waterway grant.
Oh, really?
And which if you've been out when you're out doing ham stuff at the training facility,
Yeah,
you saw our boat. We have
Yes.
a Boston whaler, which which the Sheriff Brown actually got way back in the day from some of the demilitarized stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Boston whaler. It's a nice boat, but it's
old.
Probably close to 40 years
It's
old.
old. Yeah, I know.
Really old boat.
And the radio is sitting there to go on it.
Yeah, needs some help. Needs a little extra maintenance all the time, a little extra TLC. But we got this grant. I didn't think we would qualify because we don't have a port per se, and that's mainly what the grant's for.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have a military base and we have it out of waterway.
Mhm.
So we put in for the grant, and we've got about $380,000 through the grant to purchase a new boat, which we've identified a new boat that we're going to purchase. It will come with all the equipment,
All
including
the bells and
sonar and
whistles.
everything.
Yeah.
And the thing I'm really happy about, it comes with money to pay deputies to work the waterways
I'll tell
on the
you,
boat.
it is so
Great.
way beyond time to have a Marine unit here
Yeah.
because
Well, we're going to focus on during, I call it the season, during the
Of course,
boating season, and we're going to focus on holidays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Mhm.
So there will be someone on the water that can respond more quickly. I say more quickly as opposed to fast because if the boat's down near Sneed's Ferry and something happens up towards Swansboro, that's a bit of a ride.
It's shorter by water than it is by car.
It is,
From
but
Sneed's Ferry.
it's still a
Yeah.
good 30, 40 minute
Yeah.
boat ride. But the boat we're getting is it's made here in North Carolina, which I'm very happy about. We looked at several manufacturers, but the two we kind of focused in on was Bay Rider
Mhm.
and Fluid. Fluid is manufactured in Franklinton, and Bay Rider is manufactured in Wilson.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you've seen wildlife boats, those are Bay Riders.
Seen a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
those are Bay Riders, and that's what we've decided to go with.
Well, good. It's
So
a good boat.
Well, it's a 26-foot boat.
Good.
It has,
Hamlet.
has
It's
nice,
not
decent engine
often
on
that
it.
a sheriff's office patrol Marine unit has to get into the ocean here, but you will end up there at some point in time, given the
Yeah.
situation that we have in North Topsail.
Well, you think that we've had some swimmers, unfortunately, disappear from North Thompson.
Yeah, we have.
If we're on the water on Saturday or Sunday or a holiday and something happens there and we're down near that area,
Yep.
we can immediately respond, and the boat
Yep.
is very capable of going out the inlet.
Yeah, 26
Yeah.
footer, no problem.
Yeah, so it could help.
With the right operator.
Unfortunately, most of those are recoveries and not rescues, but it could, speed up the process and may get there in time to save somebody.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's-
Well, safety, I'm sure that's what you're going to concentrate on, making sure the people out there have their stuff and
We are. We're not focusing so much on enforcement and
no arresting type
Yeah,
stuff. It's
we're not really looking
BWI,
for that.
BWI, they call it.
Well,
BWI.
And if we run across something like that, we turn it over to wildlife because they have jurisdiction for that, and that way my staff can stay on the water. But our primary focus is safety, making sure people have the stuff they need, and giving, if they don't know what they need, try to help them with that, and responding to stranded boaters, lost swimmers, things of that nature.
One of the, I want to give a little kudos to the wildlife guys, right? We
Mhm.
used to call them rabbit sheriffs and all that sort of good stuff. We all did
Yeah.
that, right? But
Yeah.
these guys that work the waters out there during the summertime, I've watched them down at the boat ramps over the last few years,
Mhm.
and they don't give you a ticket if you don't have your fire extinguisher or your
Mhm.
life jackets on the boat at the boat ramp.
But
But they will tell you, here's the situation. When you pull away from here, if you don't have this and this and this, here's what you're missing. You need to go get it now.
Yeah.
And they save them a lot of $180 tickets.
They do, and my hat's off to those guys.
Yeah.
They're by themselves a lot.
Yeah, they are.
During hunting season, everybody they come up on
Has got a gun.
firearm. So they're
Yeah.
they're a good organization.
But on the water, they're going to love the support that you can give them. I can guarantee you that. It's backup
Yeah.
if nothing else.
Yeah, it's
There's
kind of
other things
funny.
going
We
on.
started 3 years ago. Got it put together and got the old boat fixed up where it could be serviceable. And our first day out on the water, we ended up helping a stranded boater. So the very first day,
Nice.
Wonderful.
so it worked out pretty well.
Wonderful.
Now,
Also like
you
to-
have a spring academy starting up again soon, Citizen Spring
I've got
Academy.
one going on now.
Yeah.
Right now.
We're in the, be the fourth week. Next Tuesday will be the fourth class. I got 22 people in it, I think.
Nice.
So it's starting to be pretty popular. Last week we had Ernie Lee and I think Judge Roop helped us
Judge
do the
Roop,
court
yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
They do a great job with us.
When I was in it, we had Judge Roop because Ernie was unavailable,
Yeah.
doggone it. But Judge Roop did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw him the other day. He seems to
Yeah.
be doing well.
I saw him Monday,
Yeah.
and he's going to come in on the show one morning.
Yep.
We're going to talk about sentencing and how
Yeah.
all that works.
There's another aspect of the sheriff's office that's going on that people need to be aware of that may not be aware that it still goes on, but it's sort of restarted, and that is community watch.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have I have community deputies now, which we had not had up until last year. We had one reserve deputy that tried to help stand up our community watch, and they did a pretty good job with their reserves and their part time.
Mhm.
But I have community deputies now, and they help us with special events, like the Shrimp Festival or
Mhm.
whatever, the parades. They do all like Special Olympics, all those things. They also do community watch. They set up crime watchers, community watch in the neighborhoods and stuff, and try to keep those established and running. Because we'll set one up, and people be real interested. Well, a lot of folks are military, and they transfer and they move around. If you don't keep up on them, it kind of can fall to the wayside because the folks pushing it may leave. So we try to keep up with that and keep them going. And we also, if I have a problem area, like a neighborhood issue, it could be anything from kids on dirt bikes riding in the street, or loud music at a location, or people blocking driveways. I send these deputies, and they have extra time. They can go address the issue. They can talk to everybody, as opposed to my patrol deputy who goes. They try to fix it, get it fixed as quick as they can, do what they need to do, and move on to the
And
next
take the next
call.
call.
That is
The next
genius.
call.
Pure
But my
genius.
community deputies, man, they can
Yes.
spend a little extra time
they
there.
Kind of like a special deputy, what used to be called a special deputy back in the day.
No, they're full-time deputies. Back in the day, a special deputy was a individual who volunteered, who was a sworn officer that didn't
Right.
get paid, and they just volunteered. We don't have any special, quote-unquote, deputies. I do have reserve deputies. Reserve deputies are full sworn law enforcement officers that may be retired and working
Same
part-time, or they
training.
may be have another career, but they're still sworn they want to work part-time. And they help us in courts and with transports and special events and stuff like that.
Very good. Very good.
Mine's limited through the city. I do it with Crime Stoppers, and is to traffic at school stops.
Yeah, we don't have that issue much in the county because our schools are on like 17 highway and larger roads or side roads that don't have crosswalks. So we don't have that crosswalk issue very much. I will say we're working on a project now to address school zone safety and school bus safety. I know we put me and the chief and Dr. Barnes with the school put a public service thing out about a month ago.
That was good.
We follow school buses. We're coming up now. We're trying to get some equipment that's unmarked cars, things of that nature that we can just follow behind the school bus. And we have a zero tolerance for people stopping a stop school bus.
Oh, absolutely.
That's not a warning. Everybody knows you're supposed to stop.
And you got to see the judge on that
I
one.
You
watched
got to
one
see
a
the
couple weeks
judge,
ago.
and it carries more penalty points on your license than any other violation, and rightfully so. I mean, we've had one child run over and killed on Dawson Cabin Road several years ago.
Yes.
The individual that didn't see, or whatever the circumstance was, but went around a stopped bus. And, and you got to take in mind when you come up on a bus, man, kids don't pay attention. Kids don't look. They're looking at a phone and walking. I mean, they're looking right at a screen on the phone. They're not looking at the traffic coming. They're not standing there waiting. They're kids. You got to be extra careful.
I was a school bus driver. I'm there.
Yeah, you got to be
Right
extra
there.
careful with them. One mistake can ruin not only their life, it can ruin yours as well. So,
Absolutely. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate the
It was a
invite.
pleasure.
I do. I
And,
appreciate
you
it.
are running for re-election.
I'm blessed. I am really blessed. Things have gone well, and I've got a great staff. Nothing is perfect. Okay, nothing is perfect. No agency is perfect. So every now and then we have an issue here and there, and we address it as quick as we can. But I got some great deputies and detention officers, and I got some first class civilian employees that
Yes, you
do my permitting and my records.
Got a lot of
And,
friendly people, which is always good to have.
it takes all of them to do it.
Yes.
And I try to make sure all my staff knows that, yeah, we're law enforcement. Yeah, we arrest people. Yeah, we investigate the bad guy. Yeah, we keep the inmate, and we do all these things, but we are there to help.
I only had one really major, serious, negative, obnoxious person complaining recently.
What were you complaining about?
Not me, another person. And this person had applied for a renewal of its pistol permit, and it was taking a very long period of time to get that concealed. I mean, and this person complained every day of the week. She filed this thing. I mean, she complained to me every day. And you notice you can't hear her talking because I turned her microphone off.
That person did not. And I will say that I love the fact that you can go pick your permits up on Saturday and Sunday now.
Yep.
And I went in this past Saturday. Oh, let me go in there and pick it up.
Finally.
And the lady there, the young lady that I talked to, was so nice, Sheriff. She was so polite and so nice. And I enjoyed the interaction, just a few minutes. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, yeah, when it comes up time, go ahead and apply for your stuff. Reapply if you get your requesting.
Right.
One time I forgot.
There's a really short grace period. I recommend if your permit is going to retire in 2 or 3 months, go ahead and apply.
Yep.
Because not only do we have to
And
do
I
our part,
did.
the state has to. We got to wait for the state to send it back to us,
Right.
and that takes time, and that's out of our control.
And it's not like you don't have very many people in Onslow County. How many people would you estimate have concealed carry permits in Onslow County?
I can't tell you exactly. I haven't looked at the number lately, but I will tell you I signed 204 last Friday.
At least I did my paperwork before mine expired, unlike some people.
Well, we send a notification now.
Yes, I got your letter.
We get tons of them that we're getting a lot of them back because a lot of folks military and they leave, so
Yeah.
it's sent back, and we were wasting a lot of postage, a lot of money. So I talked to Senator Lazaro and I asked him, could they put a note in the renewal part that we can notify people electronically?
That would be good.
And he
Yes.
got it passed. He got it put in there.
fact,
So
I
we
would
can
get mine
electronically now.
before it would be delivered by mail because it takes 6 weeks to get here by mail. And then on top of that, I don't open them right away.
Yep.
But
Well,
the
I
emails
had
do
done
send
So
right
the
back.
emails are great, and
Right.
we try to make sure you know it, and we
Yeah, well, that's good.
that you get it, but it's on you. We're gonna do that, but we're not gonna chase you down.
I had already submitted mine before I got the email, but the email was great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, there's no need to miss it. No,
Right.
you ain't got an excuse for applying
Is it true?
because you can go
Sheriff?
right here on this app that I have,
Yes.
Yes.
and you can apply.
I got
right
that
there.
app too.
Yes,
So-
we love our apps.
And you can also see how many people are in jail.
Yep.
And you
How many
you
sex
can book
offenders
who's
live
in
around
jail.
you? Everything.
We got about 398
It also
sex
includes
offenders
breaking
in this
things
county.
like traffic issues. That
I
are
love the
popping up.
traffic
I-
Breaking
alerts.
It's
news,
always
weather
good.
reports,
Yep.
Yes.
arrest notifications, news media
Yep.
stuff.
One of the most
We got to know.
valuable and informative
That's,
apps.
They'll tell you I don't do apps.
No.
This is one of the very few that I have on my phone.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate
this
that.
and Radar. And seriously,
Yes.
I just don't do apps.
Yeah. Well, I've got a good public information administrator.
Yes, you do.
No
We were
kidding.
bragging about him this morning.
Trevor does a good
He's our
job for
buddy.
me.
We were talking
Sometimes
about.
he puts stuff on social media and I look at it and I'm like, oh, Lord. And I look at the comments and like, Well, they like it. So
Not a bad idea.
The snow.
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning about how the sheriff's office has upped its game on social media.
Oh, yeah.
And the stuff that was put on there during the snowstorm was
The
hilarious.
snowball fights.
Yes.
yeah, they had a good time. They
That was
they pulled up to
so-
those kids, and I think the kids, can we throw snowballs? And they're like, sure. And they divulged into that.
Don't put it in rocks in it.
you know, seeing stuff like that and having stuff brings your employees, your deputies more into focus, like being just like us, and makes them more human to us. And I think it's just great what you've done. And the traffic alerts,
Absolutely.
love the traffic alerts.
I was very happy we
Don't
didn't
go
have
this
any
way.
damaged equipment during the snow
Yes.
or high water. The snow got so high, the rescue squads couldn't get to where they were going.
Really?
So some of the fire stations and us with our high water, that big military truck we had,
Yes.
we would push the path and the rescue squad could follow us in.
Had your own plow.
So
Didn't
we
you have
did
the
that, so.
basin at a Humvee or something too? That was
No,
happening?
the emergency management requested National Guard, and they originally sent down two, but the snow got so high they asked for another, so another came down, and they were pushing ahead of the
Wow.
rescue squads as well.
Wow.
It worked out well, and it was a good test for the new EOC emergency management has over there
Yep.
at the center. It's a really nice facility.
It is.
But the test run, they found out a few things weren't working exactly like they should, so they got a chance to fix them.
See, there
So
you go.
maybe when, I kind of a little bit of a test run for summer hurricane, which I don't like to even say that. So, anyway,
Less than 100
Sheriff,
days.
I know you're busy. Thank you. Thank you for your
I
time.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you,
Y'all have a
and
good
thank you
day.
for what you do.
If we can help you
We
with anything,
appreciate you.
Good seeing you again.
if we can help you with anything, holler.
Happy election day. If you just go vote for yourself, you're in.
If I mess this up,
Don't worry.
3 more chances here, Sheriff.
we'll see y'all.
Take care. Be safe.
Bye.
What a fun guy. I've known him for a long time. Original dealings with him. when he
We
over in
can't
Pender
get any
County.
better.
Well, we're in Pender County. It would be tough to do
Thank you, Chris.
to top that. He's
Thank you.
and he came to the sheriff's office here in Onslow County with another gentleman that we know. Took over
Yes.
back in 2014. I don't know exactly when Chris now
Thank you.
Sheriff Thomas came in, but he came in and he served well there. So
Well, speaking of Chris's, Chris, if you're listening, we're ready. Yes. I think Sheriff Thomas has done a fantastic.
yeah,
We've been blessed with good
we
sheriffs.
have.
So,
I've known some for back quite a few
and
years.
that's our other Chris.
And speaking of,
Miller time.
Lord.
where did that voice come from?
Good morning, Chris.
Only one I got.
Hey, good morning, my friends. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're doing great.
Buddy, how
How
you
are
doing?
you? You've been so busy.
I know it's been so busy between the basketball playoffs and then the start of the spring sports seasons, and so it's there's really no rest for the weary. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know we're going to get into all of that stuff, but before I forget it, and I know it's a long ways away, but it's not. Do we have, and a lot of seniors have left or are leaving who played football this past year in a really championship team. Do we have a significant number of those who are still there to put us in the number one spot again?
Well, there'll be a good number of returning players, a good number of really excellent athletes and players from last year that contributed, and then so they'll step up and become even better leaders, and then
Good.
their mentality is next person up. So if you haven't really had an opportunity to play and shine in previous seasons, well, now is your opportunity to show the coaches and show people what you have. So that's the beauty of high school sports is kids graduate and and then the kids who might have not gotten a lot of playing time in previous seasons will have an opportunity. So it'll be fun to see how the Cardinals progress next season.
Well, Chris, obviously but Coach Williams was blessed to be able to bring up a lot of the JV players, as the playoffs were going on last year. So they got that experience already a little bit.
That's the good thing. I was watching that. I like that. So that's a smart move.
Yeah, and they do that on purpose. And I know a lot of people, you may look at the score and like, oh, okay, well, Jacksonville only won this game, 35-21. Well, maybe they weren't at the game and they didn't realize maybe the game was 35-0, and then they put some of the backups in, and so sometimes it looks like the score was closer than what it really was, but that's because you put the inexperienced kids in, while the team that's still losing is still playing their starters. So that's the really good coaches. They don't care what the final score is as long as the game is won. You play the kids and you get them experience and get them some confidence going forward.
Yeah, as long as you got them by 1 point, you're good to go. That's how it goes down as a win and not a loss. That's the bottom line. It also makes for an exciting game, but it also, like you say, it brings the opportunity, especially at the top of the third or the halfway through the third. If you're leading by 40 points, why not? You still can bring in the other guys just in case, and you still got plenty of experience on the field to assist the younger folks, less experienced. They got to get out there and learn how to get muddy, right?
Well, exactly. So, and those kids go to practice too, and they work hard. So, their parents are at the games as well, so they want to take pictures of their kids.
Sure.
Getting on the field and perhaps scoring a touchdown or scoring a goal, whether it's soccer or whatever. So, whatever sports it is. So, those kids work hard too, and a lot of those kids who may not get a lot of playing time in game situations are kind of the unsung heroes in practice, because they're the ones going against the starters. Especially like in basketball and a sport like that, they're the ones going against the starters in practice and pushing them to step up their game. So it is neat, and to see those kids, you get playing time, you get experience, and like we said, a lot of times it bodes well for somebody like Jacksonville football, who they don't have to, they have that game experience already.
Speaking of basketball, Chris, had a chance to talk to the Northside coach last night, who reminded everybody that they're headed to, I believe, Currituck tonight. Is that who Northside plays?
It's way up in the northeastern part. Yeah.
Yeah, the Northside boys basketball team will travel to Currituck tonight for the second round of the state 5A boys basketball playoff. Unfortunately, the Northside girls fell short in their first round game at home on Tuesday night. But we still have quite a few girls and boys teams still playing tonight in the second round. So if they win tonight, Thursday night, then they'll play in the third round, and those games will be on Saturday. So we have playing at home tonight. We have the White Oak boys. They'll play at home tonight at 7:00. They're not in Onslow County, but the Croatan boys and girls will both be at home tonight. I'm just looking at the schedule. Swansboro girls will be they'll be at home tonight as well, and so will East Duplin girls. So we have quite a few teams playing at home, but somebody like Swansboro boys and Jacksonville girls will be on the road. But we wish all the local teams best
Yes,
of luck
we
tonight.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it home, Onslow County.
Well, I have a question for you, Chris. A friend of mine sent me this yesterday, in fact.
Can you all hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Chris. Hey, Chris. Oh, Chris.
He'll call back. What
I
happened?
don't know what's going on.
There he is.
Yeah, Chris, we can hear you. Can you hear us now? Chris?
Yep, I can hear y'all now. That where did I lose y'all?
Lee was getting ready to.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you something. I was sent this by a friend of mine, where Congress, he got a congressional letter from Dr. Murphy, congratulating him. We're talking about Aiden Big Tuna Wilson from Croatan.
Big tuna.
Yeah, Big Tuna. He's a big boy. On behalf of North Carolina's 3rd Congressional District, it's my distinct honor to congratulate you on being named the MVP of the All-American Bowl Combine in Atlanta.
What is that?
Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I had a little something in the paper and online last week, I believe, and his mom emailed me a photo and gave me some information, so I was able to put together a little something, and then
Okay. I'll go back and look at that.
So and the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that you football recruiters, they see your game film from what you do on a Friday night, but you have all these different combines, workout sessions that you're doing in front of college coaches. And so that's where they really get a chance to know you and see kind of the type of young gentleman that you are away from your team, and then just the type of attitude you have, how hard you work. And so those combines lead to different all-star games that these kids can play. So these are great opportunities for the young people to really showcase what they can do, and then it gives them even greater opportunities to play in college. So the more opportunities these kids get, the more all-star games and combines and things like that, certainly the better for them.
Well, congratulations to Big Tuna.
Yeah, big congratulations. Chris, you mentioned spring sports, if I'm not mistaken, except I got an email from my grandson who said he'd be playing. He's on Swansboro's baseball team. I believe they were at White Oak yesterday. So baseball are we in full swing now? Baseball, is this preseason or we're going at it?
Yep. I actually just got done typing up my top performers list. I run a top performers list every day of the players who had the best efforts and everything. So just got done with that. And yesterday was the first day of the spring sports season. We had baseball and girls soccer, softball, even some tennis. So it definitely was a heavy night, and that's where I think spring sports is the busiest out of all of them. We winter's pretty nice because you have basketball on Tuesdays and Thursdays and wrestling. And that's, you have some swimming and indoor track, but you really pay attention to those sports kind of when you get to state meets. But basketball is only a couple nights, and wrestling is only maybe 1 or 2 nights a week. But baseball, softball, all these sports, there's something going on just about every night, and so it definitely makes for a busy season. So once you get done with May, you're about ready to catch your breath, and not for too long, because then you have to start focusing on the fall season again.
Yeah.
Big Tuna.
All right. Well, Chris, at one time, the high school cheerleaders, they competed in annual events, and who's the best cheerleading squad, yada yada yada. There were also high school bands that which most of us are familiar with the bands based upon the sporting events that happen. Do we still have those kinds of competitions going on?
Yeah, they do. I believe they still have a county. All the conferences, the different conferences have their own cheerleading competitions, yearly, and then I think the county has one, if I'm not mistaken, and then I think there's certain criteria you have to meet. To be able to go to the state competitions, which I believe those are in November or December, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe January. So there's different competitions that they have, and then I know Dixon, like the Dixon cheerleading squad, about 4 or 5 years ago, won quite a few different competitions that they were able to do a national competition. They were able to raise enough money to get to a national competition. So they have different competitions, and within the conference and the county, and then you kind of work yourself up towards state and national and go from there.
Yeah, I saw something one time with the bands. They were the marching bands were the big deal.
Yeah.
They had band competitions too. Marching on football fields, of course. So I don't know whether they still do that or not.
They do. Usually on Saturdays during football season.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more too, because we want to get a little bit more well-rounded here as we go along.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they still have the county band competition, because usually it's at White Oak, if I'm not mistaken. Because
I think that's where I've seen it. Yes.
Yeah, because I can see you're driving past White Oak on a Saturday. And I believe they do that maybe in the fall, if I'm not mistaken. But if somebody knows the right answer, please correct me. But I believe it's in the fall. But I remember seeing every year, at least one time a year, driving past the school and seeing all these band buses and band vans and all the band members warming up, and then the parking lot's pretty full, because you have 8 different schools, sometimes 9 or more, and trying to fill up in White Oak. So it's they have these competitions yearly. So kudos to them.
Yeah, well, good. I always thought it was just the parking lots filled because they had students that had not done so well, and they just brought them in for remedial courses or something. Okay, just kidding. All right, Chris, thank you, sir.
Thank
we do
you,
appreciate
as
it.
always.
All right. Thank you, my friends.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, take care.
Take care, partner.
Let's go into the ocean, out to 20 nautical miles. It's windy today. There's the good news for you guys out there with boats who want to go offshore tomorrow, and Saturday looking better. Southwesterly winds today, 15 to 20 knots. They're going to have some picking up this afternoon, 20 to 25, seas 3 to 5 feet, building to 5 to 7 in the afternoon. And again, those waves are going to be fairly steep. They're not like gentle rollers. A gentle roller, you just go up and ride it on the other side coming down. This one, you go up and wham, you fall off the cliff. Sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough later this afternoon. A chance of showers remains this morning. I don't see anything here. Then showers likely this afternoon. Northeasterly winds tomorrow, only around 10 knots. That's going to be a blessing. Seas 2 to 4 feet every 7 seconds. Nice. Sounds and rivers a light chop, and rain. The fish don't care. I've been out when it's pouring rain. You wear a poncho and you just catch loads of fish. It's a lot of fun to do that. Saturday, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet every 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, expect showers, cloudy with a high near 67, southwest wind 5 to 14 miles per hour with gusts as high as 30. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms, low around 47. Friday, morning rain, cloudy with a high near 59. Saturday, a slight chance of rain in the morning, partly sunny with a high near 64. And Sunday, we're looking at mostly sunny with a high near 71.
Temperatures climbed up a couple of degrees. We're at 58 degrees here at the studio, so looking good that way. So you can get out there and get wet and not freeze to death.
Well, something that I want to bring up that I have not done during this election season is, no, I've not done that yet either.
Me either.
I need to do that soon. Is I've not given a report on the numbers.
On the number of people who have voted?
On the number of people who have voted. And I am sad to say, right now at this time, same time, 2024, we're a little slow. But so far, the votes cast up through February 23rd. We don't have, through the 24th, we don't have the 25th yet. Because, that usually doesn't roll over to the day after.
Yep.
So far, early voting, we've had 3,792 votes cast.
How many registered voters are there here in Oswego County?
Over 200.
No, can't be 200,000 registered voters.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 100. Well, last I looked, it was like 126,000. I'll have to look that up. I'm sorry. I'm thinking residents. Yeah. Okay, but here's what's interesting.
What?
This is very interesting. Excuse me.
No Democrats have voted.
No, let me tell you what. The Democrats are out there so far by party. 1,322 Republicans.
Uh-oh.
But listen to the Democrats. 1,281. So we're talking 1922. Was that 43? Somewhere 43 votes difference.
Now, the Republicans can only vote for Republicans. The Democrats can only vote for Democrats. Now, what about those others?
But I'll get to that in a minute. But that's a high figure for Democrats.
Of course it is.
They're coming out. They're not playing this time.
They're coming out. But the thing is, they're not running against the Republicans. The Republicans are running against themselves.
Well, they've had so
and
far.
I'm surprised that the Democrats, that many have turned out, because How many contested races are there among the Democrats?
You have to remember in this also too. This is going to be with mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
Okay, unaffiliated. Slack Rayford, 1,189. Usually the unaffiliated are leading the way, but they're in third. But everything is so close. Everything's within.
Now, the Republican side, there are contested races amongst Republicans. Right.
There's not on the Democrats.
There are none on the Democrat side. So the Democrats had absolutely no reason to turn out, right?
But still, right.
But no, seriously.
No, seriously.
They didn't have a reason to show up.
But they
did.
are.
The Republicans had a lot of reasons to show up because there are a lot of contested races. You got how many people running for the 3 seats on the Board of Education and 3 seats on the school board?
Just 6 and 7, something like that.
Okay, so you got a bunch of people running.
Right.
And there are 3 seats on each, right? So those are hotly contested races. There will only be 3 top picks, and they will go against whoever the Democrats are. And and the same thing with the school board. But, I'm sure, I don't know who the unaffiliated turnout are. Now, today's Thursday. You got today, tomorrow, and up until 3:00 on Saturday to vote early.
Well, let me tell you, the ballot requested so far, and this is very telling to me, 1,917 Republican ballots requested, Democratic 1,875, which tells me that a lot of the unaffiliated are going Democrat.
Well, let me give you the little strategy about the unaffiliated, those of us who fit that category. Sometimes we will vote for a Democrat who's going to go up against a Republican in November, and we will vote for the weakest Democrat on the primary.
That's sorry. That's sorry. Anyway,
here's some strategy.
Here's some other information. Gender. So far, we've had 2,049 females to 1,620 males.
And what about the others?
And then we had 123 people who didn't know what they were.
That's what I mean.
Yes, 123 people who
they fit under the trans category or whatever.
They're undesignated. Age distribution, the average age is 69.
Wow.
And the race.
Y'all haven't even voted yet. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
You're one of those.
Now, this is something that's very informative also. Ballot type, early voting, 3,725. Only 67 by mail. Only 67. The people are actually going to the polls.
Well, yeah.
Going to the polls.
Okay.
But
now, there are 5 polling places open until Saturday at 3.
Yes.
And they include, of course, the Commons. They include one at Sneads Ferry,
Richlands,
Swansboro, and the Board of Elections.
Yes.
Okay, so those are the 5 locations, and you don't have to live within. If you live in Sneads Ferry and you work in Jacksonville, you want to vote in Jacksonville, right. You can go to the Commons. You can go to wherever. You can go on the way home. If you happen to be going by way of Richlands to go back to Sneads Ferry, you're lost, but you can stop in Richlands and vote if you want to.
Well, I compare these numbers to the 2024 primary, and our numbers right now are low. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they will come out.
2024 was a presidential election year.
And it was a presidential election year. And right now our numbers are low. So get out and vote.
There's no gubernatorial race. There's no presidential race.
I do want to say there's a lot of people that have been, and Chris and I were talking about this morning and last night, posting on social media their dissatisfaction with some of our elected officials. And I will say sometimes they make decisions I don't exactly approve of. Sometimes they're decisions that I think are the best decisions ever.
Yeah.
But please, if you disagree with something, let's not label them as liars and crooks. That's just wrong. It's just wrong. In my opinion, that's wrong.
If you've got the proof that you can share that any one of our county commissioners or school board members or anybody who's elected is a crook, you run it by me and I'll let you know whether you have enough what they call probable cause to go get a warrant for their arrest. Because if you've got enough probable cause, you feel free to go to the magistrate's office. They will probably not give you one. They will probably refer you to whatever the local investigating unit is, sheriff's office, police department. They will refer you there and say, take this information. You got good
Right,
stuff, and go
right.
see the investigators.
But some people need to sign. They weren't crooks when they approved a rezoning of an area so your company could build a subdivision on there and you could sell houses. They weren't crooks then, were they?
Mm-hmm.
See, so and I see this not just on a local level. You see it on a state level. You see it federal.
When people disagree with those we elect,
But it's getting
we
vicious
all of us
lately.
elect. When you do, it's such an easy cop out. That means you ain't got nothing up your sleeve.
It's gotten vicious
To say,
lately.
oh, they're crooked. They're just. I know they're crooked. I know
just
they're
don't think
crooked.
there's any
No, you
reason
don't.
for it.
Show me.
Stop.
Well,
Stop.
Recently it's happened in Onslow County. It's happened in Pender County, where there's accusation about the realtors
Right.
gaining something from annexation.
Realtors gain stuff from when they sell a piece of property. They get a percentage of whatever they sell.
Oh, everybody knows what piece of mail they got yesterday. If you don't agree with it, there's a form on there that you fill out that says you don't agree with it, and send it. And then
you can appeal it, whether it's
do your
every
stuff.
4 years or every 8 years.
Yeah.
You're still going to pay. Still going to pay.
You're going to pay, but just how much are you going to pay? If you feel like you were unjustly, your value of your property was unjustly increased.
Right.
If you don't think, here's the thing, there's a market value that's included type thing, right?
Yes.
If you do not feel realistically that you can get that amount of money for your piece of property, your house and things, then get yourself an appraiser.
Mm-hmm.
They got them.
Yeah. Take that.
Because anytime you go to a real estate agent, they will get one for you.
You have to, yeah.
Well,
And they will come in and say, get it done officially. It'll cost you a few $100s. And then you take that down to the tax office and say, here, I'm appealing this, and here's why. Ding.
It's not set in stone yet, but it's in the works of having the tax administrator come into the show
Okay.
and sit down and explain
Oh,
this
do
whole
I have
process.
questions for him?
Oh, I know you do. I'm going to raise him the board before he gets here. But
No, you're not.
no, but we hope to have him on very soon
Mhm.
to answer a lot of these questions,
Yeah.
explain the process, to calm everyone that now hates everybody, and let's talk
You're not
about
going
it.
to calm everyone.
Let's talk about it.
Ever. Okay. Did the value of your property go up?
Yes, it
Did
did.
the value of
Yes,
yours
it
go
did.
up? I don't know if mine did or not, but
I'm selling mine for what it's listed as,
okay.
and I'm going to buy an RV, and I'm just going to go parking lot to parking lot.
You'll never be caught,
Live on
right?
that money.
And get yourself a one of those camouflage netting covers like they used to
Yes.
cover tanks with in World War II, so they can't spot you for
If
the
you see
satellite.
me parked at Walmart, don't come knocking. Probably taking a nap.
Especially no,
No,
I-
Rayford?
no. I shut up. I shut up in time.
No, really. I mean, I will say that since the day I bought my house, my value of the house, according to tax appraiser, blah, 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 all that, real estate appraiser, it has increased 150% in value.
Mhm.
Now, if I can sell it for that, I might just put the money in the bank and go rent some little place on the water
Go get you a little house.
and enjoy the
Now,
rest
if
of
you
my
run
life.
out to Saigon Sam's, they got some leaky tents left over from the
I don't want a
Korean War.
tent. Don't do tents.
Saw a video clip yesterday where the idiots dressed up like various fruits and vegetables, how appropriate when you think about that, were protesting the president, calling him a fascist.
Here we go.
Okay. A guy with a microphone was walking along asking some of those fine folks dressed up like idiots questions about their purpose. Their typical response, we don't like Trump. He's a fascist. So the guy with the microphone asked one of the fruits, so you really think he's a fascist? Yep, she said, just like Hitler. So the guy with the microphone was kind of like me. The follow-up question was precious. How do you think Hitler, the fascist, would have treated all of you folks out here protesting his existence?
Bye-bye.
She gave him a weird look, then moved deeper into the crowd of fruits and veggies. Yeah, folks, you do a little bit of studying about what a fascist is, like Adolf Hitler. I can just imagine the fascist stormtroopers making their way through a group like that, leaving a clear path. That's what a fascist leader does. I'm not sure what the occupants of a U.S. registered boat is registered in the great state of Florida. What our Coast Guard labels as a go-fast boat were thinking when they stupidly fired on the crew of a Cuban Coast Guard patrol boat in Cuban waters this week. The Cubans were approaching this speedboat, somewhat normal in the high seas, when someone fired his gun, hitting the Cuban patrol boat's captain.
Duh.
The Cubans returned fire. They don't have pop guns. They have tripod-mounted machine guns. Well, they returned fire, killing 4 of those 10 people on board the U.S. boat and wounding 6 others. This took place Wednesday, about 1 nautical mile from the Villa Clara province, part of Cuba. The United States is investigating this incident. They call it an incident. No doubt the survivors will have their version of the story down pat by the time they get out of hospital. And they'll say they did nothing wrong.
So, Reverend, you said they fired on him?
They opened up with a personal weapon and shot the captain of the patrol boat.
Story that I read that when it first came out said they struck the speedboat, but they didn't say anything. And so now you're saying they fired on
They
him?
shot at the boat.
Wow.
And when the shots hit the captain,
Oh,
Wow.
they returned fire.
4 dead, 6 wounded.
Let's see what Marco's going to do.
And naturally suspicious of anything coming from Cuba. We are so smart that we will investigate, which we should. It's smarter not to offer any opinions right now or make any allegations until we know more, like some idiot in our government has already done. If the Florida registered boat was within a mile of the Cuban shore and the crew of that speedboat did fire at the captain, at the Cubans, then there's not a lot to be said in their defense.
Definitely
The
not.
wounded folks are in a hospital in Cuba. I saw another piece of video yesterday that was just precious. I sent it to y'all.
Oh, yes, you did.
What a burger.
Yeah, what
A
a burger.
fast food restaurant in Paris, Texas, has what a crew in that place. Some guy dressed from head to toe in Johnny Cash black entered the burger joint and started attacking one of the employees there, beating that employee. A customer's video shows another worker jumping smack into the affray. He was armed with a large fry basket and began beating the assailant about the head. Not done yet. The man in black went down and the manager arrives on scene, grabbed a trash can and continued working the guy over to make sure he was well done. The idiot, the world seems to be full of them, managed to get outside. He escaped with his life, but was met by responding police officers hiding behind the store. Maybe a better description would be that the cops rescued him. 41-year-old Anthony William Newhouse from nearby Spring, Texas, was arrested and charged with assault and public stupidity, drunkenness. They found him bleeding from his head behind the restaurant. The aforementioned idiot was jailed, but proceeded to flood the cell block while he was in there. And the deputies added another charge against him, malicious mischief. What a day in court that's going to be. That is what needs to be televised, along with a video. That was hilarious.
A song comes to mind, Johnny Cash. I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Yeah, it was made French fry oil, right?
Oh my gosh. Well, I got one for you, Rayford. I want to see how you feel about this.
That one was enlightening to me, but
You work for a law enforcement agency, let's say a federal law. Let's just say you work for the FBI. And the
female body
FBI
inspectors.
says, we're going to go do a raid. And now you're being fired for being part of the raid. Okay. The FBI, at the direction of Director Kash Patel, has fired at least a half a dozen agents tied to the 2022 search of President Trump's home in Florida. 6 people familiar with the matter told NBC News. 3 of the sources said at least 10 employees overall were dismissed from support personnel to agents and supervisors. Do you feel like that's fair?
Well,
Go ahead.
I would
go
need
with
to
it.
know more information because I'm not going to jump to the conclusions that other folks would jump to.
Now, if they were the ones that went through Melania's underwear drawer, I can understand it.
Why?
Just kidding.
Well,
Yeah.
as a guy,
Yeah.
if I'm searching for drugs, which if you go into a place like that, I don't know what they were looking for. Anything
Papers.
can be hidden anywhere.
True.
If you go into my
True.
underwear drawer in there's no telling what you're going to find.
I'm not going to your underwear
And
drawer.
you might pull certain things, it might go boom. I don't know. Seriously.
Well,
You can search anywhere if you got the right warrant. If you go in looking for a stolen piano, you can't go through her underwear drawer. You can't go through the sugar or the toilet bowl in the back either. But if you're looking for drugs or something small,
yeah, well, they were looking for files
they were
from the
looking for
White
files.
House.
And
Right.
those files could be anything from flash drives
That's right.
to whatever. They
That's
can be
right.
hidden anywhere, right?
That's right.
And you would put them in places that you would hope that bad people or other people are looking for. They would hide it. They
But
wouldn't
my,
look
my,
there.
my question
No.
is, if you were part of this team that was sent in there to
Uh-huh.
do it, how do you feel about losing your job because you were part of the team?
Did they go through there with like sledgehammers and tear stuff up, or were they outrageously doing something in there, or who?
The FBI has no comment.
I know that. So
we don't
you've
know.
got. That's why I do not know. Do they have legal grounds to do it? If they did, unless they voraciously use their abilities to tear stuff up. In other words, you can't go in like a wrecking crew and do things.
Well, if they went into where you're talking about, it was an undercover operation. Nobody knows why.
Well, we know it was in there to look for files,
Well, if they went to her,
classified files.
but
Well, she could have had a folder in her underwear drawer.
well, that's the
I
undercover.
know.
That
If
was
it
a-
had been
He
me,
made a joke.
That's the undercover
Undercover.
operation.
right over my head. Sorry. Well, you know,
I was going to let her dangle a little bit longer, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I would have burned everything in that drawer and gone out and bought brand new one and then sent the government a bill. Touch my drawers. God. Well,
There has to
hey.
be something more to it. I mean, for them to be fired and
Yes,
just go
that's what I
sit.
Yeah,
thinking.
I mean, you know, I'm sure there's the other side of the story. I just wanted to get your take on how you felt about that.
I don't know how you feel about it because, you know, I hear all sorts of things.
Mhm.
I've heard all sorts of things, including you say you found that drugs in my pocket. No, I've never had drugs in my pocket before in my life.
They weren't my
Oh
pants.
my God. Yeah, they weren't my pants.
Not my pants.
God.
Mm-mm.
The fate of a 41-year-old mother of 3. Now we have another mother who disappeared in 2003.
Mercy. Excuse me.
Is now known, though. I know where she is. Mary Lou Combs, a Palm Coast, Florida woman, disappeared in August of 2003. She left a home she periodically shared with her children and her mother, and she just vanished. In other words, her kids were staying with grandma. The family became concerned when she did not show up for the birthday celebration of one of her children. It seems this lady, Ms. Combs, disappeared a lot, but always came back home for birthdays and other family events. She never picked up her last paycheck either at a supermarket where she worked. Back in October last year, a team of voluntary divers, I've read about this team. They've been going all sorts of places.
Yeah.
They organized, they were formed up as volunteers to search all sorts of canals and places, and they've recovered all sorts of stuff. Well, they searched a canal not too far from this place, and they found a bumper that was identified as belonging to the type of car that Ms. Combs was driving, a 1996 Plymouth. During subsequent dives up through it, including just this month, the team found the car upside down in about 15 feet of water, partially buried in the soft muck in the
Terrible.
waterway. I don't know, y'all haven't been there, but down in the bottom of New River, up around where the old marina is downtown, and those places, and lots of places, The muck is so thick. Northeast Creek, I was in there, and you could put your hand down in it and never find the bottom.
Wow.
It's muck.
Ugh.
Okay, that's what it is. But this Plymouth was upside down. Most of it was under the muck. Inside the car, they found Miss Combs' driver's license and other personal belongings, some toys and other things, along with human remains, part of the human remains, not the whole skeleton. But they found a bone complete with a metal insert that apparently was part of a surgery that she had at some point in time, and they were tracking that as of earlier this week. The FBI dive and recovery team is working to confirm their remains belong to this missing person. Not a whole lot of doubt about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a shame.
That
They
is.
have at least 24 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever it is later. They have found out, and there's some closure for the kids. I'm not sure about what her mom's status is. She was 41 when she disappeared.
I want to go back, if I can, to the State of the Union address and just my personal opinion on somebody having too much power. That is Hakeem Jeffries. You know, I mentioned that he told all the Democrats, do not stand, do not applaud, do not do this, just act like you're not there, and some weren't there. But I found it interesting. Last night they had Adam Schick was making comments, and then he said, but now I'm going to turn it over to our official person for our response, and it's the Virginia governor.
Yeah.
Now, if that ain't,
Who was like,
that's not
who?
chicken. Well,
The TV was on, but I didn't listen.
I didn't
walked
see
away.
it.
I'd had enough.
I cannot imagine now those Democrats that are there. What are there? A couple hundred of them, right? In the House.
Yeah.
Then you got the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a bunch of Democrats. And they were following the lead of Jeffries.
yeah, Chuck Schumer was even just sitting there looking.
Well,
Why would you do that? I
before
mean,
Jeffries was Pelosi.
yeah,
She said, sit down, you sat down.
but who should even have that kind of power? You folks, I don't care whether you're Republicans following Johnson. I don't care who you are. These people following Jeffries or whoever, y'all are nothing but sheep. You are sheep following the lead sheep to slaughter. If you keep it up, if this, good God, Pied Piper, we're going to take you rats out here to the water and you're going to drown.
It was the word that I keep hearing more and more and more about it was an embarrassment for the country.
Yeah. Well,
And when I say for the country, it was not so much what disagree with what the president said all you want after he spoke. That's fine. But it was the special guest, we'll call him special guest, the hockey team. But more importantly, those two one of the National Guard that survived. For you to not stand and applaud this person.
Well, it's a
very
political
telling.
divide, and it doesn't matter to them what it's about. There's
nothing
The
political
5-year-old
about
girl.
that.
Do you remember, was it back in 2020 when Trump was serving as 45 then, and he gave the State of the Union speech, and the camera panned on Nancy Pelosi as soon as Trump was finished ripping the speech up.
Yeah.
And
it was just a show for her. But you know what? She was just an over the hill, worn out, drugged out, alcoholed out Looney Tune.
well, yeah.
A prune.
But, and that goes back to what we talk about a lot here. Regardless of which side it is, we elected you people.
Yep.
We put you in there in good faith, hoping that you're representing our country and doing the best you can for us. But it has become a nursery. It's a nursery school. Watching, like, if you've ever watched a committee hearing, The screaming, the yelling, the rudeness, the disrespect, the words coming out of some of their mouths. And then you watch something like a State of the Union and see all the disrespect. Look, I can't think of a State of the Union address that I have missed in a very long time, regardless of who was president. It may have been a president that I didn't vote for, but I respect the office. And I watched them. May not have agreed, but, it's just, we've gotten away from so much of it, so much of the respect.
There's no professionalism in these people.
I did not watch it this year because I told you I was not going to. And I did not do it because I didn't like him or for anything else, because I was curious. I wanted to be one of those flies on the wall in here on Monday or the next day. Wednesday morning. I wanted to ask you guys, who are the typical viewers, sitting at home viewer. I just wanted to get your feelings, and that's what I wanted to hear. Pro, con, whatever. And wasn't so concerned about what the president said. That script was presented earlier in the day to everybody. We knew what he was saying. Well, it was released.
What we saw on the blue side of the house didn't surprise me. Well, I expected it. No surprise.
I was just describe what. Did they actually just sit there the whole time? There was not one person, other than Warren, who stood up for one thing that the president said. But I really?
Yes.
Really? That's the kind of feeling that I wanted you to convey to me. That's the question that everybody out there should have had. They really did that?
They may have stood up for the hockey team when they were introduced.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll went back and looked at that.
But the 5-year-old who was run over by the 18-wheeler, the parents of the young lady in Charlotte on the bus, they did not stand for her, for Mrs. Kirk. They did not stand for her.
They're not going to definitely not stand
for the transgender. No, they did not stand up for that.
I'm just like, I was just a little bit, whatever.
I do want to bring up something real quick. Something that I saw a lot of people posting yesterday on social media, and it was flying everywhere. The young man, DJ Daniel, remember the one that at Trump's first State of the Union address, that Secret Service pinned him as a special Secret Service agent.
Yeah.
He's a young man that has terminal brain cancer, and he's been in and out of surgeries. Yesterday, people were posting that he had passed away. He has not passed away. That was a fake post that started about 8 months ago.
Reliable socialist media.
And it went silent, and now it's hit the airwaves again. He is alive. He recently had surgery, I think, back in February.
Rumors, stories of my demise.
He's doing fine.
Exaggerated.
But his whole journey has been marked by numerous brain surgeries and a relentless pursuit to become a police officer. So,
how many times have I said, for the record,
he's alive?
How many times have I said, for the record, that a sentence of life in prison is a scam? A lie perpetuated by the judicial system to appease the victims of crime. In California, a 64-year-old piece of crap child predator is getting out under the state's, are you ready for this one? Elderly release program.
Yeah.
If you're in prison at age 50, you're eligible to be released from prison in California if you meet whatever criteria as any other prisoner is to go up before the parole board. Even if you got, here we go, David Allen Funston was sentenced in 1999 to more than 20 years in prison, plus 3 terms of 25 years to life to be served consecutively. Let me explain to you. Forget the 20 years. The 25 to life times 3 means he would have to serve a minimum of 75 years on those sentences alone. 25 years minimum to life is a minimum of 75 years for those 3 sentences, right? He was found guilty. I said he was a child predator. 16 counts of child abductions and sexual assaults on children 7 years of age and younger. He was dubbed a monster. literally a monster is what they've called him. The release of this monster has prosecutors scrambling, working to negate the release. Releasing him at high noon with a tracking device that can be monitored by everyone on social media in the middle of a desert would be okay with me. One small bottle of water should be all that he needs. He won't live long enough to drink it all. Abolish parole boards. And if there's any group of people out there or parole serving as parole boards, to release the elderly when they reach 50 years of age simply because they're 50 years old. This guy's 64. I'm sorry. I'm older than that. And if I was of that inkling to be that vicious, it would not matter how old I am. At 64, the pictures of this guy smiling like, oh, I'm getting ready to get out. Where's the nearest kid that I can find? I'll move up in age, maybe up to 10 now.
Okay. Yeah.
There are special places for him, and he should be scattered in all of them.
Man.
15 jurisdictions would be just fine.
Today's Thursday, right?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
It's Friday Eve.
it's a cheerleading competition this week in Rayford.
Cheerleading competition. Where?
Oh, I have to ask. It's at one of the local schools in the parking lot. I'll have to find out.
No, I just, that's what I was just talking about. I didn't even know they still had it.
Yes. Yes, I'll find out where.
They
I
have
know you want
cheerleading
to.
competition still, and they still have the band competition.
Yes.
Let's explore this some more, okay?
My daughter was a cheerleader for 3 years at Tabernacle and then 3 years at White Oak. She had a lot of competitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Friday.
we're done now.
Anyway.
What do we have tomorrow? Who would we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have David Green. He's a
Oh.
candidate for the Onslow County Board of Education, and he will be in tomorrow around 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And he's going to come visit with us.
Can we
and
give him a spelling test?
Sure, sure. David, if you're listening,
Brush it up, David.
Get ready to spell
I won a
supercalifragilistic.
spelling contest at Thompson Elementary School when I was in
Yeah, but the word was
fifth
A.
grade. You know,
Needs
you're
to
just
spell
so
it.
mean.
I told somebody I could
You're
type
so
100 words a
rude.
minute. The word is A.
Stalker. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, it's fun, but there's way too much serious stuff out here. But we're going to do that, and it's seriously, some of these things just make you mad.
Uh-huh.
It's just some of the stories you read. You're
Thank
like,
God they got cheerleading competitions, football games,
Yes.
basketball games, swimming competitions,
yes.
and all of the good stuff out there that we
Mhm.
can deal with, and that's what we will deal with.
You better get your camera out. Let's go do it.
For football, not yet.
Well, you've got the cheerleaders. You've got
I tell you what, they
swimming.
should- I wonder if the cheerleaders, I'm assuming Jacksonville High, because we know them. We got
Yeah.
pictures of them.
Yeah, we know some sweet girls.
Yeah,
Sweet
there are some
girls.
nice folks out there.
Very
Okay,
nice.
one of
Good
them was a
girls.
dancing star, right?
Yes, she was.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
There you go. You're live in local Real Talk, where we're always awake, never woke, and we will be back tomorrow morning, even if it rains. You're live and local. Have a
Have a
great
blessed
day.
day.
Bye.